Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. So today we have a 2016 alternative scenario versus Secretary Hillary Clinton and Senator Ted Cruz. Now this has been suggested for a while, so I've decided why not. So obviously we all know that Donald Trump won the 2016 presidential election and Ted Cruz lost the Republican primary. So how would Ted Cruz do against Hillary Clinton? For starters, I think he would lose to her. I believe that the only Republican who could have won in 2016 would have been Donald Trump because he was someone who blindsided the Democrats. The Democrats knew about Jeb Bush. They knew about Ted Cruz. They knew about Marco Rubio. They knew about pretty much every other Republican. But Donald Trump was that one candidate that when scandals broke out about him, people weren't as the media definitely painted it to be something that it wasn't in the American people's eyes. I mean, it was definitely big. After the entire Hollywood tape, that definitely was something that shocked the nation, but it blew over in a couple of days. The Clinton email scandal was something that lingered throughout the campaign season and even before it started. So, obviously, that was probably more important in the eyes of the American people. Now, the reason why I think Donald Trump won is because I don't think that the Democrats expected him to even go or even try to win states like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Obviously, if they had someone like Ted Cruz, they would be more focused on states that do have a possibility of flipping, as they did in 2012 when Barack Obama carried it, even though the VP was from the state of Wisconsin. So that was pretty prominent. But right now, I think that Hillary Clinton would have beaten Ted Cruz back in 2016. The stakes would have been high. And Ted Cruz would be pretty much like a Mitt Romney Republican. The media the Democratic Party would portray him as someone like Mitt Romney, and the same voting base that voted for Barack Obama would probably come out and vote. But I don't think Clinton would carry every state that Cruz won, so I'm going to start by filling in all the safe states. I don't think states like Georgia and Arizona would be considered toss-ups, because I do think that Hillary Clinton would have done better. Would have done better against Donald Trump because they didn't perceive him as someone who's a true conservative. And that's a reason why he lost a number of these moderate conservative voters. So let's see. Start filling in the map. These are pretty much all the safe states. I don't think Indiana would be safe. I think it would be lean, but I'm still going to give it to him anyway to not waste time. But 191 electoral votes for Ted Cruz, 182 for Hillary Clinton. Pretty much I'm going to start filling in states now. So over in Nevada, I think Hillary Clinton would have carried it. I pretty much think if she carried it against Donald Trump, she would have carried it against Ted Cruz. He may do better in states like Colorado than Donald Trump, but I don't think he would win it. I think he would win Iowa, but I don't think he would win Ohio. Ohio does have that Republican identity, but then again, it was for the president, and it wasn't for someone like Mitt Romney, John McCain, barely for George Bush. So 220 electoral votes for Hillary Clinton, 197 for Ted Cruz. Now we go over to the Rust Belt. The Rust Belt's pretty much safe blue. At this point, I don't see a Cruz victory in the Rust Belt. I don't think he'll be able to convince voters like in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So this effectively made Hillary Clinton the next president of the United States, the 45th to be exact. I think that Cruz would carry North Carolina and the state of Florida. I think his appeal to conservative voters would drive them out in numbers. But in Virginia, I don't see much of a race. I think that Clinton wouldn't have chose Julian Castro, especially because Ted Cruz is from Texas, which would lead her to Tim Kaine, just as it did in 2016. So I think that Virginia would be safe blue. Up in the Northeast, I think that one electoral vote would go to Ted Cruz. He's one of the few Republicans besides Donald Trump who could actually carry it, because Cruz did it phenomenally there in the Republican primary. Not phenomenal, but he did pretty good. Over in New Hampshire, though, I still think Hillary Clinton would narrowly carry the state of New Hampshire because although she didn't do that well in the Democratic primary, she still carried against Donald Trump, who won in a landslide compared to Ted Cruz in New Hampshire in the Republican primary, and wasn't able to win the state as a whole. So final electoral map, 296 electoral votes for Hillary Clinton, 242 for Ted Cruz. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all later today.